Too much of the past erased from my life. Too many worlds collide here at these front lines. The ebb and flow of magic floods the world, a parasite against the path of time. Every night brings your memory relentlessly, keeping me awake. No going back to my life now that my mind is made. This captured soul inside, striving for a life of her own, within a safe place, afraid to stand at his cold grave. Another drop of blood sacrifices, conclusions decided by fate, the untold curse. It ran its course. Gone are those who gave me a reason. Let her come, the rose in me waiting to be found. Dreams brought to life for my stage become their truest selves when they ignore my call. My end begins.
Just to let you guys know, it's now been a whole day. Sword's been in control since the last solo scene with Eka. Ellis asked to switch towards evening, and here we are.
Alice. It's good to see you. Albeit, you've changed.
Yeah, changed appearances. What do you think? Think it looks too edgy, or?
I don't think it's particularly edgy. It's a look that suits your nature.
Oh,
Maybe
edge.
the conflict within your mind right now.
Yeah, you don't think it was just, one of those weird outbursts that teens get, Like, cut off their fringe and act like it's normal when it's not.
I mean, it could be that as well. I didn't really want to underhandedly just say that it is a phase.
Oh God. Oh, that's a phrase that I never want to hear ever again.
Mm.
So I actually want to talk to you about something that's kind of serious, like really, possibly serious.
Well, the time would be now as of any. Albeit, I might be preoccupied here and there as, well, I'm still holding the line, in a way.
What do you mean?
Ah, I don't think you were here when I mentioned it. Try to put a hand on me.
It's kind of sus, dude.
Okay, then we'll make it easier. When you put your hand on the staff, it phases right through.
Huh.
This Marlin that you see before you is only an illusion. The Marlin that you know exactly is still, holding Nightmare in the time prison.
Ah. So you're not the real one.
Oh no, I am very much him. It's just that my body is keeping Nightmare tuned while my mind is split between here and there. It's easier when things are moving slowly. I am a man of many talents, as you know.
Mm, yeah. I was very surprised when I saw you just casually walking away from what I didn't even know was Nightmare at the time, but now I do, and which makes it even scarier. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be your enemy, even though technically I still am. So, I fear for myself.
Oh, Alice, there's one thing that you misunderstand. Despite where your heart may take you, you shall never be my enemy. That I am for certain.
So even
Though
if
you may
I would,
not agree.
so even if I were to go back to the cave and just try and stab you right now, I wouldn't be your enemy.
You could, but I don't think there's any profit in it for you. I think that'd be a horrible idea.
Well, I mean, if I stabbed you and managed to successfully kill you by some miraculous miracle, I could get a few brownie points on my end. You know, my side. If I would just went back to my general and just went, "Hey, Ebon, I killed Malin." Cool, right?
I guess you could. But then again, if that was your motive, then why would we be standing here talking?
Because because that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yes, you said you had something important you wanted to talk about.
Ah. This there's probably no like not insensitive way to ask this without being around a whole bush of bushes. Remember a while ago when we were talking and you were talking about how a lot of people have lost a lot of things and a lot of loved ones because of the darkness?
Yes, I remember that.
Well, it kind of irked me a little bit because it kind of felt a little heavier than if you were just talking about Noelle. And I never really understood why. Do you have a child?
I do. Yes. It's a little bit of a complicated situation. I feared a lot for the child that I had. Their mother was a bright and shining star in the sky. A warm and wonderful human being that she was. And I hadn't exactly been a good spirit myself. How do I word this? I wasn't being the almighty sorcerer that I was at the time. I was trying to live the life of a normal person at that time. Trying to just have a family and have a little bit of time to regather my thoughts. I don't know if you had heard, Ellis, when you had arrived,
Ah!
but I am not exactly cognizant of this world's time. To explain it clearly, I can shift at certain times and dimensions within a certain space. Basically, I will have needed to exist there, or have the magical capacity to go beyond such said borders, to go to these realms. Though it costs a very heavy toll to do the latter, and is much easier to do the former.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're a dimensional time world traveler thing.
Mm-hmm. Right, I can only go back to certain points specifically. And I can't alter events too heavily, which is going to be the sting point of this conversation. I can only influence events through some action of coercion and guidance. I can't specifically have a hand in these events, for when I usually partake in the direct confrontation of these events, they go wildly astray, and thus usually divert to more worse outcomes. I'll be honest, I mostly knew of the shifts that we're going to have in this dimension. I knew of the struggles all of you would take, and I was preparing for something much more devious than Nightmare. However, Nightmare's power has grown, and thus the plans have changed. You are all here now in this dimension, my personal dimension, to prepare you for what's coming up with Nightmare. This was only intended for the last move of the darkness. The heroes I gathered, the people I have set here, they were all to combat the darkness in one final move. But Nightmare has become too much of a threat, too different from many of the other timelines to allow to sit and develop. It is now time to put all the cards on the table. And I guess to make it exact, I also knew of your eventual heel turn, but not without reasoning. I understand that the heroes are an ill bunch. Not all of them hold reputable values that you read from heroes in novels, but they are who they are, and they are here for multiple reasons. One of them being mine. But I'm going to let you have a moment to decipher all that information. That must be a lot to process.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really every day you get told that someone can do all the stuff that you can, and that you knew everything that was going to happen, and thus this was all meant to happen, thus making me have an existential crisis, as if to think, hey, what's the point in anything if you know what's going to happen anyway, so I might as well just go fuck it and do whatever I want. Which probably isn't the best thing to think.
But that is the initial problem. because I might know what you do doesn't mean that I know specifically. There have been timelines where you've stayed with the heroes and fought with them to your last breath. There have been times where you have killed the heroes and stood only to be defeated by Nightmare yourself. There's times where you were able to defeat Nightmare and gather allies, but then the darkness fought and took your life. There's many timelines that I can't predict. I can only influence on a short, specific spot basis.
How the fuck am I? Are there any of the timelines where I survive somehow? Or am I just fated to die every time?
There might be a possible way,
Might.
but I can't really say. I haven't looked at all the timelines.
Okay.
Let me make it perfectly clear when I say this. There are hundreds of thousands of timelines.
And in how many of the ones that you've seen have I survived?
I think that's not the important question.
No, it kind of is, because now I'm wondering, do I even have a chance to survive, or did you summon me specifically to kill me? Secondhand. Because that's a pretty
Because
shitty
if I
thing to
left
do.
you in your world, you would have died there.
Oh yeah? How?
Because the darkness has its roots in these other worlds. If they were left without altercation, they would eventually take these worlds and succumb them to darkness, eventually destroying them.
I would have died there, I would have died here. What's the difference?
Because if you at least fought here, you'd have a chance.
See this? This is what happens when I try to fight. She lifts up her shirt and there's a massive scar all the way down her stomach. You see this? This is when I try to fight. I can't fight, Marlon. It's pretty cruel that you think I can. It's pretty cruel that you take me through this whole ordeal to watch people die. To watch people I care about die. When I could have just stayed in my world and died without ever knowing any of this. If I'm gonna die either way, might as well take the peaceful route, right?
It is showing visible frustration. You believe what you will. But I needed to create a situation where the heroes, and possibly by proxy, my daughter might live through these situations. Understand that I have my own desires from this outcome. And I must see them through to the end. No matter what.
Yeah, well, your daughter is suffering too. If you didn't realize. She's been calling out to me for months. She's terrified. She keeps begging me to come get her, to come find her. I don't know what you did, but whatever you did is traumatizing her, and I hope you know that. I'm to the happy guy who would play the piano and sing a song to his little girl. Huh?
Your words strike harder than you imagine, Ellis.
Good. They're meant to.
I think it's time that you understand everything. Ellis, may I do one simple thing?
That depends on where it is.
It is a simple gesture, but it may bring about something you need to understand. Please, if anything, allow me this one request.
Don't give me reason to regret this.
It will all become clear. I promise. Don't move. Puts his forehead to hers. My dear Alice. Alice. Maybe it has come apparent to you. But those feelings you're feeling, that voice that's reaching out to you, it feels similar, doesn't it?
What?
It feels like it's always been with you, hasn't it?
For as long as I've been in this world, I guess, yeah.
Then let me make it as upfront as possible. Alice, your magic abilities far exceed any of this realm. Your ability to use magic when you've never been experienced it before now is much higher in aptitude and creativity than many of this world. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. After I got resurrected, all of my memories of magic went away, so I just assumed I always knew or did something to learn it. I don't know. I kind of just accepted it.
It's in your lineage. It's in your blood. You know how to use magic because you've always known how to use it. The aptitude and the ability have always been there. That familiar feeling, my voice, anything that emotion, and your aptitude for magic. Add it up, Alice. What does it mean?
No, that can't be right. It can't be. There's no way. I'm not from this world.
No. No, you're not. And that is why that it took so long to find out like this. Remember when I said that I journeyed to another world and I wasn't exactly myself?
You went to my world.
Mm-hmm. It's so good to see you've grown up into such a strong woman.
No thanks to you.
Hi. It's true.
Why?
Because I saw signs of the struggle. My clairvoyance to the original world was haunting me. Night after night I would have nightmares. Of nightmare coming to that realm and taking what was precious in me. My daughter and my wife would be mere shattered pieces of what I remembered from that realm. Your mother was a strong person. She didn't like it, but she understood. I had to go deal with the threat. And it sickened me to my core. How many times I tried. How many years it took to even get one outcome that could even match what I'm seeing now. Every time I interfered, something broke. Someone killed someone. Someone stabbed someone. Nightmare killed someone. The darkness took the rest. These heroes fight amongst each other. Pain has struck in my heart for years. In a typhoon of uncontrollable events. And uncontrollable hearts and spirits. I did not want to be gone as long as I did. But I refuse to let my wife and my child be taken by some cruel and utter twist of fate.
And yet, you still summoned me. Why, if you were gonna summon me to this world anyway, why didn't you take me when I was a child? You could have trained me. I could have been stronger with magic. I could have been more of a help right now. I'm pathetic. I could have actually done something to change how this all went. But instead, you left me in a broken home with a mother who turned bitter and wouldn't even shed a tear if I actually died. Left me with a father who wasn't actually my real father. Who always made the same joke that he wasn't my real father, unbeknownst to me that he actually wasn't. Not only that, but how much mental abuse and emotional abuse they've put me through all these years, making me feel like I shouldn't even exist. When all this time I could have actually... I could have been here. Doing something.
There's no easy way to word this. And there's nothing that I could say that would suffice for what pain and anguish you have gone through. I was selfish. I believed that I could infer on the timeline and I would only be gone maybe a couple months, maybe a year. But it never turned out that way. I thought your mother would hold her ground and be as compassionate, as loving as she was when she was with me. But it was obvious that I expected something that was far beyond my expectation. I don't really know much about the father figure that took care of you after my absence. And I am sorry he treated you so illy. It's not something that I can ever really forgive myself for. Nor do I have enough lifetimes to make amends. But where I was going, it was the heart of the fire, the danger, the cruelty of the worlds that I took you. I never wanted your life to be filled with strife and vengeance, full of death, and pain, and sorrow, knowing those that you loved to watch them die. Possibly over and over again. I want you to look at my eyes. Right now, there's a spell that is holding my sanity together. By little bits of magic spells that are putting my heart to calm. And I am burning magic just to hold that in position. I'm broken. I am far beyond broken in belief. I didn't want this for you. I never wanted this for you. If anything, I would have wanted to come back into your life and make amends, but it's obvious that's not how it occurred. And I can't take that away. I am so sorry for everything I put you through, for putting you in such a cruel situation that I couldn't make amends. But I can't take it back. And it'd be dishonest to say that I could undo it. So much has been done in that time. But I'll say it plainly now that you know. My daughter, I brought you to this world because I ran out of options. I wanted to see my darling daughter as a young girl, as she forms into a young adult. And yet everything I feared still came to pass. I thought, at least if I see her, maybe I'd be able to hold my sanity. Maybe I wouldn't be encapsulated by the fears and nightmares that I occurred. But I was wrong. They still plagued me. And now that you were put into the line of fire, now the thoughts of seeing you dead, broken, wounded, also plagued my nightmares. I won't apologize, because I feel it'd be dishonest to what you've chosen. But I will say that I regret not being strong enough to be there for you. I deeply and utterly regret that fact, that you went through so much pain. But, truth be told, I am still your father, and I will still fight to my last breath to make sure that you are allowed to live your life to the fullest. To make your decisions, and not have them be perfectly tailored to make the perfect daughter. Ellis, you believe you may be weak, but that is what makes you perfect. Because it is you. You understand your weakness, you understand your strengths, you understand where you exist. Or maybe you're still searching for that answer. But the thing is that it is your decisions to make. They are not mine, they are not nightmares, they are not the darkness, they're not anyone else's but yours. And I'd only wished that I had seen my adorable child grow into such a strong and good-hearted, or more, the strong and independent woman that she has become now. I still love you from the day that I saw you as a baby to the moment I see you now. And I'm sorry you have to go through this pain. It's been a while. Oh, God.
Why didn't you tell me any of this sooner?
How could I? How could I introduce you to this? That it would be any form of clarity. That I could make amends for all that I did. That I could ever cover what horrid things I did to you. Not being there for you, what you needed me for. What you needed me most. How could I ever face you? I was afraid. And I'm still very much afraid. I let my darling baby girl go to war. How could I look in the mirror and look at the man there and say, well, it's time to open up to your daughter that you're a miserable piece of shit that only cares about the world and not her specifically. She should be your world. But if there isn't a world for my baby girl to be in, then what kind of father am I? I won't make excuses. I still failed you as a father. But thought that you should know. You deserve that much at this point. You fought through trials of fires numerous times. And you at least deserve to know the truth. That much is for certain.
I think I deserved to know the truth the moment that I got into this world. And I'm disappointed in you that you didn't tell me.
Well, there's never been good expectations of me anyway, so I guess that just fits.
If you want to make things right, then make sure that Kane and Luca and all the other heroes that are putting their lives on the line for this world survive. Do whatever it takes. Even if it means myself, you, or someone else we care about dying in that place.
Alice, you know I can't make that promise.
Then I can't promise I'll ever forgive you.
That's...
You brought me
That's
into
rather
a
cruel.
world and forced me to watch Eric die. You could at least do this.
I can try.
What did you do to me as a child? I read in my diary that I saw a memory of Rose, the younger me. She called herself Rose. She was screaming at you not to leave. I was screaming at you not to leave, and then you walked over and there you did something. You did magic. I don't know what you did, but you did something, and I fell asleep. What did you do?
I erased your memory of me. But I guess the subconscious still held on. With its last grasp, it kept the feelings. God, I thought I was thorough. God, you are my daughter through and through.
Yeah, well, you created a person who could literally bring people to life just because she's lonely. You really think that erasing memories is going to do much for very long?
I never said I was the smartest individual. I only know really a spirit in magic. You'd be surprised that the all-knowing wizard doesn't exactly have the highest intelligence of the bunch. I do stupid things that are impacted upon emotions, upon consciousness. A little bit more tougher details than just intellect.
Part of me wants to ask you to bring those memories back. The other part of me knows that there is a high chance that both of us will die. And if you die, it's going to be a lot harder to get over it if I have those memories. Are you able to
Well,
give them back?
I can.
Okay.
But I don't think you should make this call lightly. Since you already know what's at stake. You may want to take some time before the final battle. In think about it. For I can't make any promises. I could die fighting Nightmare. There has been times that I almost did.
There could also be vital
Have you ever-
information in my past that I could use.
Have you ever had your arm chopped off before?
No, but
A
I've
leg.
had a sword straight through me and a big laser beam straight burnt my arm, so... And bullets in my arms and my legs and also burned my hands. I've had a lot of injuries. None of which lost a limb, though. Thankfully.
It seems we share some of those distinctions as well. For once, I'm actually out of words. I don't really know what to tell you at this point. I told you everything I thought you needed to know. I actually haven't cried in years. Maybe almost hundreds of years.
This will probably have to, be the end of the conversation.
Congrats, like a...
Are you waiting for me, Cecilia?
Honestly, I was walking around and I passed you two in the rock place. There was something I did want to talk to you about, I guess.
Right.
I'll just,
But just think about what I said. Take the time. If you want to go down that path, I will do everything in my power to support you.
I'll talk it over with Sword. See what she thinks.
And I know it won't mean anything probably to her, but tell her I'm sorry as well.
Holy shit. She heard it.
Thank you for protecting her.
In the fatherhood, I guess, if I were this way.
Okay, I wanna see what they're up to.
You guys probably would have seen me if I wanted.
Hello! Oh, you're gonna see my
It's fine,
boundaries again.
Cecilia. You are a mother as well. I think
Yeah.
you share some of my sympathies.
Hello!
We're both sending our childs in the war.
Children?
Yes.
Okay, I wanna see what's going on in the chat.
Hmm.
My mom owes you a lot of missing birthday presents.
I can never
Yeah.
really forgive myself.
Yeah, about 20? Almost 20? Wow, no. He left when she was
How
9.
many times I put her through this struggle. Directly or indirectly.
And you think I forgive myself for the struggles I put Noah through when I vanished? All those years. You know, I had the chance to get back. They had managed to make a portal. And he was there. But
Which will be
Nightmare,
fun. Because that's gonna be a lot of ear rape for
they
you guys.
managed to make a portal to get me home. But I chose not to go in. Because they were fighting. Because the thing place we were using to make it was attacked. With no guarantee of me get back and no way to get truthfully to get home. And my friends fighting for lives. I gave up my only chance to get back here. I gave up Noelle and Glenn to fight Nightmare in hopes that they would have gone through it. And I failed.
Oh.
Miserably, in fact.
Oh no, Cecilia.
I guess I do share some of your sympathies.
Cecilia. I have to say something.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was good having our friendship while it lasted,
What?
but I'm going to be honest with you. That portal that you went
Oh
through
no!
into the other realm,
Oh no.
it was a byproduct of something that I did with the summoning towers.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no!
Something had corrupted the summoning ritual. And I had done something else to counteract it. To try to draw more potent but more righteously corrupted heroes. However, it worked too well. And the virtue of these heroes going into the future was at risk.
What was that? Yo! Sorry.
In the essence of keeping those that would ensue a possible timeline where the future existed. That portal, I went to that realm, was a byproduct of our tampering, of myself and the darkness.
You mean you're the reason I ended up there? You're the entire reason.
Aye.
You... Ugh, you bald-headed, stubborn bastard. I am going to... If we both make it out of this... No, not if. When we both make it out of this against Nightmare, I am punching you in the face. So hard. And if the other you can hear this, I hope he hears that.
It's still me. I hear it loud and clear.
Well, I don't know how any of this works. I may have studied magic, I may have liked it, but you know... When you're in
You
another...
have never
other
studied something like this. I promise you, there's no
that's what I'm
book here.
saying.
We got this big emotional cheetah moment,
You know,
and then
I'm
Mom says, "I'm
started
gonna wear
making
a
defensive
mullet," and just Bria's, no!
showing myself.
I
You
mean,
know
he
what I-
did, but damn.
You know exactly what I mean.
That I do. You've never been one for complications. Your intelligence lies with people. You are a people person at best. You are much better than me when it comes to raising the spirit and the charisma of others. Yet how your spirit also dwindles on a string. You can be the bridge that gets people together, that drives them through dangerous situations, despite how much of a thin layer you yourself are on. You excel me in so many features, where I'm only really good at one.
Oh, please, Marlon, I am not good at... I have been fucking up since I got here, really. I mean, look at Noel. He left the heroes. How did I not see that he was struggling at all? Sure, I saw it a few times. And
I
sure,
mean, hey, it
tried
felt
to
like a
help
little
him.
bit of a cheetah moment,
But
like, oh my
how
god, they can't believe you
can
cheated
mother
on me, or like, oh
not
my god,
realize
they
their
can't
own
believe you
son's going
didn't tell
through
me you were
such
my father.
biggest turmoil of his life. And just... not be able to help him. And then the moment I see him again, I'm about to die. And all I can think of is getting over to him.
Oh. Cecilia's the best fucking mom in the OT, legit.
Parenthood is difficult. If it was so easy to do parenthood, it would have already been written down in a novel. Would have already
Parenthood
been
is
decoded.
difficult,
The secret would have already
says the
been
guy who
broken.
abandoned his kid.
Cecilia, not only do you carry the weight of your son Noel on your shoulders, but you carry the weight of others. You are not one to simply one set focus. You are someone who thinks about the greater idea, the greater ideal of saving those that
Sorry,
are
it's a
close to
work
you.
day. I'm so fucking tired. But I love
Noel
this.
needs to be able to struggle and develop. You can't be there to shoulder all his burdens. He needs to be thrown into the trial by fire. Because the situation requires that hardened mind and hardened bodies are there. Not everything went according to plan. Not everything went according to plan. Not everything goes as by the book. Not everything is a perfect fairy tale. Of my relationship with my daughter, you know that for a fact.
And me going into another world just to lose everything for a second time. I watched everyone in that world die to Nightmare's hands, Merlin. Oh, she was a bigger fucking threat than us I'd ever thought. He was in our group's midst from the beginning of that entire fucking war. And then I fucked up the rest of it. When we had him in a grasp, we figured out he was the traitor because my rage got the better of me. You say I'm a people person, Merlin. You say I inspire hope in all those people, but you don't know what I did in that world after I lost everything. You don't know the sacrifices. You don't know how many people I let die because I was focused on that fucking traitor. That's why Gabriel fucked with my head in order for me to not be like this. And now I don't know how to be. I'm not the Cecilia that you met at the beginning of all this. And I don't think I ever can be. I don't even know if I can be Noel's mother properly anymore. Because how do you explain to your son that even though that him and his father were well alive, you fell in love with someone else in another world?
Oh!
And then you got them killed because you were cocky.
I mean, Malin did the
Fucked up
same thing. He
badly.
fell in love with Misty. He's cheating on Alice's mom.
And now, I know death is nipping on my heels. Oshi and I... Oshi would have lived, the bastard, but... I was probably supposed to die off that cliff. Yet... Gabriel pulled me away. And I ended up here. Back in this... timeline for whatever reason.
Okay, Father of the Year, by the way. Malin fell in love with Misty.
I may be alive at the store, but I
Who's-
don't want to be.
Definitely younger than Alice's actual
That's
mom.
not a
I am
choice you
so-
get to make.
It may not be. But the only reason I'm alive is for Noel. If Noel wasn't here... If Glenn was to... If I found out Glenn was gone and Noel was to have died in that battle, I would not have the strength to go on. I am living for one purpose. I make connections for one purpose. To make sure that my son lives through this fucking war. I am being completely selfish when I inspire those young kids to fight stronger or be their friend or do anything, and it's so Noel lives and this world can be better.
Cecilia Mom of the Year
Isn't
award.
it sad? I'm very selfish in how I used to be.
No. Mom of the Year award goes to Cecilia.
I'm also quite selfish in trying to find the perfect timeline. One where pain may exist, but at least people live. I don't mind being selfish. Because at the end of the day, the ends justify the means. Even if I'm reviled and I'm hated by every single one of my comrades, I will do what I must to save their lives. Glenn is still recoverable. Noelle is still alive. To that end, I can work to make that progress, to save them. I knew about Glenn. I tried to subvert him from the darkness. But Cecilia, there's one thing that's been made clear to me and to you. Yes, I know he's met you. Glenn is still able to fight the hive mind, that ideal that the darkness pushes into him. And he is working at our behest to guide those from that side. I could have saved him, sure. But he has a plan. As everybody has a plan.
Of course
There's
he's
a role.
fucking planet's Glenn.
There's a role to play. Every one of us has it. I have my role, and I've designated yours.
Oh. Ooh.
Designated.
Awesome. Ooh.
Better I am to you now as a chess piece.
Oh. Hello.
Like, you probably always have just been a chess piece, huh?
Oh.
You and your magical bullshit. You, not magical bullshit, no. Your time bullshit.
Believe what you will. You have at least that much to...
I believe that you are getting punched in the face so hard, and then I'm taking you out for drinks. Because I can't hate your fucking ass. No matter how much I'm angry at you, I can't hate you. You're one of the few... You're one of the few comrades I have left.
Aye, and you, my comrade, as well.
I know. Well, he
I'm
originally
sorry
just
to
came
say
and asked about
things.
Noel.
He is nearby. He's in another section of the town, having his arm mended. He broke his bone very heavily in that fight. I think you saw it.
I healed it while he was in that armor. Just... He didn't even at least let me
You
in.
healed the impact point, but there was hairline fractures all across it.
Of course, I'm not good at healing. I am literally a fucking hammer to a glass plane when it comes to
And that-
delicacies of my magic, and you know it.
And that is why that I'm helping attend to him. I am doing everything within my power. Every person I have here, every one of them, I'm trying to give the heroes an opportunity to change this cursed timeline. To save what they can. I'm not a good person, I know that. I will never be forgiven for the retribution that I have brought this world. And I accept that. I am no hero. I am no good person. I am a cruel and malicious man who forces other people to do my bidding. But if it saves the world, if it saves my daughter, your son, and my friends, I will become the villain.
Oh.
You're not a fucking villain, you're just an idiot.
Mood.
A literal idiot, but an idiot nonetheless, Roman. You know it. Even when you made a choice, you're still trying to get the best outcome, did the easiest. Obviously, there's a timeline where there's success, but a lot of casualties probably happened in the way. But the people you really
aye.
care about survived. Yet, you are not going the easy route. You're going the hardest fucking route I've probably ever seen. Am I wrong?
Somewhat. I am trying to go the hardest route, sure. But it's because they deserve to have the opportunity. They were
And
brought
that's-
here.
Right there is what makes you a good person. You're giving them the chance to get the best outcome. With a little bit of a guiding hand, you are doing it. Am I happy you're doing this? I'm a little pissed that your manipulations are there, and that I'm pissed that you sent me to the other realm.
Aye.
But I at least have enough in me to know that you're not doing this with the intent of just being an off person.
I appreciate your words, Cecilia. There's a lot When he says that,
We
the
are
illusion has a little bit of a ripple.
Mm.
Merlin, shit, you're still fighting nightmare, aren't you?
That's one hurt a little bit. Yes, I am still fighting a nightmare. I get a little careless on that swing. But I'm alright. I'm still very much standing.
If you, by the time we get back there, are nearly dead, I am gonna use my healing magic that beat you near death myself once things are healed.
Sorry, Cecilia. At this point, I can't make any promises. This timeline is so
I'm not-
rapidly different and unique from the others that I can't say I know what will happen. I won't make any promises. I only made
I
the
don't
one
want-
promise to my own daughter.
Promise that you'll live through this. I want to promise that you're gonna fucking try your hardest to survive till we can get there.
Mm.
If you can at least try, then give me a chance to just beat you up myself and get you fucking drink.
Although Ellis makes him promise to
That is
either
all
let
I
himself
ask.
die or let her
I don't
die
want to promise.
in pursuit of this
'Cause I
world
know
surviving.
promises in this
If it comes down to it.
fucking-
Cecilia's like, hey, I promise to survive.
We can die at any moment.
Yeah.
Look at the cut right here. We can die. You, me. And we're some of the strongest people, at least left standing of the originals that were around. So I want you to try, Merlin. If not for me, if not for any of the other heroes, let your daughter see you face to face. Let her be able to see you,
But come back.
not this.
Lara, do you know I'm not peeing?
I will.
I don't want him coming
Try,
in today if he
Cecilia.
doesn't know that we're out peeing.
I will
Lara,
That is
talk in the
all I
chat,
ask.
quick.
This was down a rabbit hole I was not expecting, is all I was gonna ask about Noel, and then I over here, and I apologize about eavesdropping a good bit. Came about the time you I guess
Okay,
you guys started talking
I'll
about
let you in then.
road. Oh, I don't know. I came around that time.
It's alright, Cecilia. But at least you understand. Much is important.
Merlin, I roll with the punches. You know this. I will literally take, and then I'll roll the punches. I will get so fucking drunk after the final battle, and then I will pass my ass out somewhere. You know that's how I handle things.
And I'll use my flotation magic to get you safe to the inn. As per the old days.
The only thing we're missing is Glenn there, waiting for me to wake up just to tell me off for being idiots.
Cecilia. We'll get him back.
Yo, don't kiss her.
I'll do my best.
Yo, please don't kiss her.
But
I
for
am.
now,
You already cheated on Alice's mom
Told
with
you that
Misty.
promise.
but yes, you should get some rest as well. I'm starting to feel a little bit myself.
Go rest. I'm gonna walk around and I think I want to talk to someone.
Me! You want to talk to me?
I will send him out as soon as he's able to walk.
Keep
Okay,
him,
good. My tracking's
resting.
still on.
please. He was pushing himself through so much of that fight. If only because he wanted to right the wrongs of something I don't know about.
Oh, this is actually a great time to go through my
Let
comms.
him rest as long as he needs. Not as soon as he's able, as long as he needs to recover.
Laura!
I will.
Where are you? I see you!
Thank you.
Lara, wiggle around, quick.
I'll let you go rest. I'm gonna go
Lara, wiggle around.
touch someone else.
Wiggle! Wiggle around, Lara!
Touch
Wiggle!
someone who met this Ellis. But I should feel like I should apologize for bashing her over the head with my shield.
Probably!
Maybe so.
Okay, I need to find a place to sit down and just chill as Alice then. Whee! Oh, fuck, this was a mistake. This was a mistake. I shouldn't have come this way. It's fine. I can still get up. Okay, cool. You know what? I'm gonna have her sit. Oh, fuck. My fucking boundaries are gonna be an issue again. You know what? We're set. Right. Here. We're gonna be set. Oh, fuck. Come on. Because then I can do it fun.
Huh? How are you feeling, dear? Apologies for listening in.
It's whatever. He weren't exactly private about it.
No, but I still feel bad. At least enough.
The unknown. Right here. Okay, General blah blah. Okay, these are on the comms on her communicator.
It must be hard.
Barrier's acting weird and it's weakened due to nightmare being frozen.
Can imagine what you're going through right now.
Told the squad to reinforce the barrier. Voice mentions about the key in general to say it still hasn't been found. Another voice speaks again and mentions about phase 2 and target on blank.
You know, Merlin's never been a bright thinker. I remember when we were young. We were all in a team together. Me, him, and my husband. It was a diplomacy meeting. He stumbled over his words so many times in trying to talk to anyone who wasn't us. He'd just start defaulting to magic. You know, magic this, magic that. Man, I put that one basically revolved around it.
Probably why I can't even remember a single thing from my childhood. Then again, he said that he took all that.
Hey. I know how that feels. I also had memories taken away from me when I was in the other realm. Gabrielle took away all my memories that time. Mine wasn't erased, though, it was just on the way. But I do think that's your choice. I won't put a hat in for either you do or you don't. Because your father is right in saying that it's your decision. But I can offer maybe an idea. Make it out of the nightmare battle, and then get those memories back. It's gonna be time before we could even be prepared to hit the darkness. Then you can probably bond with your father, maybe.
I don't even know how to go about this fight. I feel like I should go with Nightmare again. But according to him,
Or
I've been
You don't
killed
have
by Nightmare, or I've killed all of you. Both of which are things that I would prefer not to happen.
then why go?
Because I don't align with you guys anymore. I haven't for a long time. I don't think I ever did, to be honest.
That is the weird part about this group, I guess, because some of the things they did doesn't settle with me either. When we were in that other realm after you left, they tortured a scientist. Not a soldier, not an enemy. A scientist for a mission. I was so pissed. But I had to hold my tongue because this was their decision. I wish I would have stepped in then.
You should have. I've done it before. I loved Eric, but he could be fucking terrifying. I still remember the one time where he was breaking someone's fingers and getting Luca to heal them just so he could break them again to get information from someone. I don't remember the healing part. I just know that every time I would walk back into that room, he'd be breaking them all over again. And he was in agony. And I remember feeling so angry about it and wanting to tell him to stop, but I thought maybe he knows best. He's gone through this before. He's the hero. He was a hero before I was. He was a hero in his world. He saved a lot of people,
You wanna
maybe.
know what's funny about that term, hero?
It's bullshit? Yeah, I realized.
That's... Well, and it's a subjective term. In order to properly be a hero, you have to be willing to do some things. But you have to also not go against your own morals. Somewhere along that line, or maybe that world, those were his morals. That he would do anything to succeed and get the job done. And then at one time, those are also mine. I'm not gonna lie to you, Ellis. One time I would have done anything to get the job done, to get home to my husband and my son. But you know what changed that? What gave me a whole new perspective?
No idea.
I met an enemy. And we were trapped together. We were fighting in this ravenous place. I can't remember the exact layout of it, but large craters everywhere, caverns that would just... rock slides would open up underneath of you if you weren't careful. Me and this one girl were fighting. Kind of like how you and me stood off with each other at the other world. Not with Nightmare. The only difference being is that me and her fell into that crevice. One opened up right underneath of us and we slid down. We were stuck there for 3 days, with no one but each other as company. Her name was Violet. Violet Evergard. And she was fully into Nightmare's cause.
Violet Evergarden! Sorry.
She...
It's an enemy reference.
She and I
I'm
got
gonna
to
die.
talk and know each other. We became what I thought would have been acquaintances, not friends. After all, if we fought on the battlefield again, we'd have to kill each other, probably. But I saw that every person is a human, with the story, a family, people who care about them. Some people sadly don't have that chance. Some people may never get that chance to realize that their enemies are bad. Because they're military trained, and in the military you are taught that your enemy is not a person. They are a thing. It's that way you can get over that you're taking the life of a person. And it sounds like your friend Eric, while I don't know exactly his past, he may have had to forget that people were people in order to do that. I'm sorry about that, Robert. I was just trying to give you a little bit of a perspective. You know?
I get it. Sometimes you have to forget things in order to be able to actually move on with what you're doing. I mean, hell, I have to keep forgetting the fact that I'm sided with the same people who killed him.
Well, Alice, it's less about forgetting, I think. Do you want my honest opinion on what can make someone even stronger than forgetting about that?
What, accepting it?
Forgetting about the fact that you're... not really. You don't accept the fact that you're gonna kill another human. You acknowledge that they're another person with lives and morals, and you give them the chance to back off. And even if your goals or views don't align, that doesn't mean that maybe you two can be friends or even get along. You're never gonna like everyone, and no one's ever going to be perfect. Whether it be magically, spiritually, physically, mentally. We're all on a balancing act. Keep that middle ground, I guess. But the world doesn't operate in shades of whites and blacks. It's a lot of gray. So much gray that when you realize it, you get lost in it. Which is why, just because you're on Nightmare's side, even if you decide to go back to him, I'm still not gonna raise my lance to you. Mind you, I will still hit you with my shield, but I will not. I won't try to hurt you, Alice. I will not try to intentionally wound you past the point that you won't physically recover. After all, I fought you in the other world, didn't I? And what did I give you?
A concussion.
Not against the Nightmare fight. I gave you a healing potion, remember? When Cain was fighting that one dude back for his sword. Because I didn't want you. I don't want to kill. No more than I have to. If I see that you or another person is non-hostile, I want to try and reason. It is why I was trying to reason, but Kane had to get his fucking ass back up. To just go fight again. You know?
He is a bit of an idiot like that.
Yes. Diplomacy goes a long way in a world full of chaos and darkness. It's just a shame that it's not a tool more often.
I wish you were around back when I first got summoned. You probably could have helped a lot of people.
I wish I was there. But you have your father to thank for why I wasn't.
Oh, what'd he do? Throw you through hell and back and then say, hey, come here, little doggy?
He didn't say to come here, little doggy dog, but he did throw me through another fucking realm. Like, literally. I don't know exactly why I was the one that got pushed through, but I was on a battleground fighting for my life, and then all of a sudden I was in a city being stared at by people covered in blood. I actually got arrested. I got arrested because of him. Yeah, and then I got questioned. They thought I was on Nightmare's side. I was so ready. Punch him in the face. If he was right here right now, I would have punched him in the face. I'm still punching him in the face. I am still gonna walk up to that man after all this is done. If he's injured, I am healing him. Then I'm beating his ass up. And then I am going to heal him again. Just to go get some fucking booze. Because God, do I need a drink. And I need a big one.
He's starting to sound like Sword there.
I mean, alcohol's a good coping mechanism when you're having to deal with idiots. Especially when you're the only girl in a group of male idiots. No joke. I swear. No, I have to... Okay. I loved my husband, and Merlin was someone I was really close to as a friend. But both of them are fucking idiots. When it comes to people. I swear to God, it's like no one ever thought to teach them, hey, you know, this is how a conversation starts. Like...
Maybe it was good he didn't raise me. I barely know how to talk to people as is.
There. I am so upset that Glenn at least didn't put Noel in speaking lessons. I love that boy. I love him to death, and he is my son. But he does not have any of my charisma. He doesn't. Bless him. He doesn't have any of that charisma. Oh, God. But
Thanks, by
I
the
was
way.
going to offer this, though. No. Hey, you're smiling and you're laughing. No. No one should ever be upset or stuff. At least not brooding alone.
Well,
I'd
technically
rather make you
never
laugh and
alone.
smile. Alright, you have Sword within. I met Sword.
Yeah, what'd you think?
First time I'm actually talking to you, though. That's not on the battlefield, actually, I think.
No.
Yeah, no, I've never talked to you outside of the battlefield. I've taught the Sword. But I have not talked to you. outside the
We've
battlefield.
like seen each other. Like briefly. Maybe not talked, but
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah. Probably.
Just a little bit.
Just
Yeah.
maybe a little bit, yeah. It may be a hollow offense, but if any time during this week you need someone to make you laugh or someone to talk to, I'm here.
Thanks.
Alright?
Oh.
I know how difficult Merlin can be. And I know how stupid of a man men are.
Yeah, that adds up.
So I'm going to extend my hand out to you and be there if you need me. Whether it be motherly advice, womanly advice, or literally punching somebody in the head.
Might not need that motherly advice. I've got a pretty shitty mom back at home. I think I'm all mummed out. Thanks. Man, I got really
Motherly
shitty
advice.
parents all around, huh? I should have been a fucking orphan. I really pulled the bad lottery here.
You may have pulled a bad lorry, but you know you can pick your family. It doesn't just have to be your blood one. I mean, I picked mine even though Merlin is my husband, was my son, yes, but Merlin's. And if you tell him I said this, I'm still punching him, but I won't do anything to you, but I'll punch him harder. He's like an older brother who doesn't know how to ask for help. At least in my eyes. He wants to burden everything alone instead of letting people in on his masterful plan because he's so wise and good with magic. Maybe there's a reason why he actually doesn't know, but I like my reasoning better. Sounds more funny.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah. You choose your family, Alice. You choose the people who are your closest. Whether it be a mother, father figure, a lover, a brother. You pick who you care about.
Unfortunately, all the people I care about seem to up and leave, whether that be purposeful or not. I mean, Eric's gone. Tristan is still with Nightmare, being held captive. Some of my... I used to have this team. We were like a little mini hero group called Team Rose. It was me, Luca back when he was known as Slias, Oscar, and our old friend Raina. Raina retired. Oscar's hated me ever since... It's around the time I died, I guess. He found out that I didn't like him as more than a friend, and he kind of got bitter with me after that. And Luca, well, you heard him. He did threaten to kill me the next time he saw me, which I completely forgot about until Sword was like, hey, maybe be careful. He threatened to kill us, remember? So. I mean, Eve was also part of the team, but I was never really close to her, so.
Well, it's hard. And you're going to deal with struggles, I guess, but don't ever just give up. Because there's good things, is there not? You and Kane seem close. Oh, that embarrassment I see. Young love is so kind.
Don't tell Marlon
Why would I tell Marlon? He's probably already seen it.
Okay.
This time bullshit.
Oh no. That's I'm sorry. There was me and Kane like having a moment yesterday. And then he came running right over. No. That puts that into so much more context now.
Yeah, he's probably being the whole protective father and you didn't even realize it.
Wow, great. You abandoned me for the majority of my life, and then the first time you actually step in to be a father figure is when I'm trying to, confess to the guy that I like. Thanks, Dad, I guess. Damn.
Isn't it just like that most ironic thing ever? It's like, I love, no, we have to go.
Oh my god, legit. It was like, hey, man I love right here, hug. Hey, we gotta go, kids. What the fuck?
Yeah, again, I told you, he has no way with people, you know? He doesn't know how to read a room.
Oh god.
I think there's one time he walked in on me and Glenn. We were flirting with each other. He just walked in and completely ruined the mood.
Oh my god. How did he ever land my mother? No, you know what? She was probably fucking desperate. That's the only explanation that I can think of.
Oh. No, I mean, she could have been desperate, or, maybe Merlin's just secretly very charming and we never know. Maybe it's like there's a sword inside of him that swaps over whenever your mother's around. He's this very charming man.
Absolutely not. I doubt it.
It doesn't have to be a little thing. Maybe it's just like, he's like, I like her. I'm going to actually, be not Merlin around her.
Oh, she probably did the same thing, considering he thought that she was such a bright star and a fucking, like, angel. Bull. As if. She's, like, the worst person I know.
Well, people go through struggles in their own ways. But I would say this, I would have never hurt my Noelle even if Glenn was the one who have done that. Have finished. What makes it worse is that he apparently left Noelle and abused him. I don't know. What Noelle remembers, Merlin told me is that it wasn't true, but how do I know? I'm listening to words of people and I don't even know what's going on. I was just thrown back into everything. Been from one battle to the next, to the next, to the next. Made new friends. Watched them die. And then I wasn't for myself. And then I had to go reclaim Arvala. Fought. My life's a never-ending battle, Alice. I don't blame your father for trying to spare you from that maybe as long as he could have by not taking you with him. Maybe you see yourself as weak, but you're not meant to be strong in everything. You're strong in what you know. And if you wish, I could try teaching you some things with my magic. I am mostly defensive based. Again, I literally make an entire armor around my body. That way I'm more resilient to things. I can teach you how to do that if you wish. So that way you would have another set of protection.
I don't know.
It is up to you.
I look at my magic now and I'm just... It was bad enough before. I didn't like it. Ever since I was resurrected again, I've just kind of thought of it as a burden. That's why I don't use
Can
it
I
much.
see your hand, dear? Your magic is not a burden, nor is it a bad thing. It is a part of you. It is you in its most rawest and elemental form. Meaning that you are a very creative person. You are someone who can create so much and bring it to life just out of your love for this creation. You are strong, just not in a traditional way. You're still here, aren't you? Despite all the struggles you went through. Dying, coming back, having to fight your own friends, even if you didn't do it. To stand before them with your blade drawn, even. To try and knock out the man you love so that way you can try and end things peacefully. Just to get his sword back. You're strong in your will and your choices. And in that, you can get stronger and grow more. You're never done growing, Alice. That means your strength is also not done growing. How old are you?
19.
You are still young.
Hmm.
I am 35. I didn't get this way. I wasn't born this way, is what I mean. I had to fight tooth and nail for everything. And maybe it's a cruel joke on us. But when you succeed, it tastes so much sweeter than any booze or beer or food that you could ever get. You will succeed. If only to just maybe prove them wrong. That anyone who said you were weak, anyone who would have said that you did not deserve, or that maybe they had to save you. If nothing more, prove them wrong. Hold them to your heart, and prove that they were wrong about you. You're growing, and you always are, Alice. You are evolving and changing, and this isn't the first time you'll change in your life. I've changed 3 times in my life. After all, I wasn't the woman who cut off her own hair, dressed up in boys' clothes to just join an army when they weren't letting females in. Why are you laughing?
Sorry.
No, you gotta let me in on this joke, man. Why you gotta let me in on this joke? I don't want to be out of this loop. If only so I can confuse Noel with it.
In my world, there was a movie called Mulan where the main character dressed up as a boy, cut her hair, just to join the army.
Well, they also found out and only kept in because of their magical prowess. Because if so, I need to figure out who was spying on me.
If there was any magic in the movie, I don't think I'd remember it.
Fair enough.
Mm.
But yes, the woman I was back when I was younger, your age actually, is not the woman I am now. Nor was it the woman who gave birth to Noel. Nor was it the woman who was in that other world. You are going to change fundamentally. Your ideals, your morals, you yourself as a person will change and evolve with the experiences you have. The strength comes in not letting yourself break under all that pressure. When you come out of that other side, you are now a blade sharper than before. And you only get sharper with age. I hope my words at least help you a little. I can't do too much. I'm eloquent with my words, yes, and I might be good with people, but I have my own issues that I am going through with my own head. So I'm trying not to be hypocritical about myself.
It's a fine line to try and give advice while not
It
being a
is.
hypocrite.
Exactly. I mean, I can do so much wonderful things with magic, and I decided to solely stick to defensiving myself. It took me this long to finally decide, hey, I have a huge mana pool. Maybe I should start healing people. You alright? You suppose that's why I originally came over here, though, was to check up on you after everything, and I kind of didn't even ask how you were doing with all this. God, I'm bad today, you know, I think it's the pain. You know, I think it's the pain getting to me, finally. Or maybe it's old age. I don't know. Do I have gray hair? Is my starting to go gray?
It looks pretty blonde to me, so I think you're okay.
Okay, as long as I'm not matching my husband, yes. You know, he's got... Well, then again, he had white hair. Well, no, he had silverish gray hair when we met, when he was younger. His hair actually hasn't changed colors. Has he always just been an old man in disguise, I wonder?
You know, some people dye their hair.
Oh no, he was born with that. I met his father and his mother.
You sure he's not like albino or something? Oh,
No, he has blue eyes.
you sure he doesn't have, oh, there is... I know, there's like this disease you can get which stops your hair from having color. I know it because I researched it when I was younger to create a character which... What happened to her? I have no idea what happened to her. Anyway, yeah, there's a disease that turns your hair white. Just stops creating a chemical which gives it color.
I don't know what a chemical is, but I'll trust your word for it.
You know, that's a science term that I will not explain.
That is why I will take your word for it. You know, I literally punch things. I'm not smart. That was Glenn's job. It was Glenn's job to be smart. My job is to punch things in the face and drink booze afterwards, probably.
Fair enough.
This is how it used to be.
I mean, you can be smart and punch things at the same time, but you know, you punch things with books. That'll be an attack.
What do I just hit them with a book and yell knowledge?
What are people scared of? Knowledge! Insight.
Oh yes, I was doing it wrong this entire time. I was using a lance when I should have been using a book this entire time.
I dare you to go into the next fight with a book and just fling it at someone. Actually, don't do that. I take that back. I don't dare you to do that. That could get you killed.
I could fling it at Merlin.
That works.
Fling it at Merlin.
Can I watch?
Yes.
I'll watch. You know, I'll probably help. I'll grab a book too. I'll throw one too.
Is there such a thing as parenting books? I wanted to actually throw those at him. Because he said there was no such thing, and I'm like, there has to be on it.
There are
You thought that maybe?
there are definitely parenting books. Yes, there are plenty of parenting books, and that shows that he doesn't know how to
So-
be a parent. If he said there were no such thing.
So, how about this? We find these so-called parenting books, and we throw it at him, yelling knowledge.
Yes. Please. That would make my week. Please.
Then it sounds like a plan. Just let's make sure I heal him first, you know. After I beat him up the second time, then we can do that, you know. First I gotta heal him, beat his
Why don't
ass,
we-
then heal him, then we'll hit him with the knowledge.
Why don't we just beat him with the books? Killing two
I
birds
like
with
how
one
you
stone.
I like how you think. You know, I like how you think, dear. Oh, I am corrupting Nolan's daughter. I am so happy.
You say
I
that.
threatened to do this. I threatened to do this. I threatened to corrupt his child. I did. I really, honest to God, did. He didn't believe me. I will corrupt you into my way of at least causing the smallest bit of chaos in Merlin's life. So I'm apparently really good at that.
I don't think you can corrupt me more than I already have been. You know, unless you straight
mean,
up,
I
like,
can-
injected me with some magic corruption doo-doo.
I'm not the darkness. I'm not gonna corrupt you like that.
I don't know what kind of magic doodads are around. Okay, maybe there was some kind of booster and it was like pew pew, but then it's like, oh no, I'm evil now. Except I was technically kind of already a little bit. I don't know. Morals.
Stop quoting the darkness, probably. Stop quoting the darkness, probably. I don't know how actually, I don't know how they become, but I like your idea of it better. You know, I like your idea of it. Is that it's just literally pew pew, you're evil now.
What is this? Pew pew, you're evil now. Yeah, that's how this works. Sucks that timing meant that we barely got to know each other before I fucked off.
It's alright, dear. It was not your fault.
Yeah, it was. I specifically asked Sword to get the key from Kane to go into the other worlds, and then you guys kind of just followed after me. Yeah, it was my fault. I specifically went there for a reason, and I did it.
Well, what I mean, it wasn't your fault that we didn't get to know each other better.
Well, I mean, no,
And,
it
you know,
still
I was.
was.
Also very distracted.
It still was my fault, because I left when I did. I'm not letting up on
Well,
this.
I think to be fair. Fine, I will back down from this one. I'll back down from this one, young lady. I'll back down from this one. The next one, you might not be so lucky, but I'll back down from this one.
We'll see.
No, I'm stubborn.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so we have two stubborn women here. You
Uh-huh.
know, this could be fun.
We have 3 stubborn women here.
Oh, alright, yeah. 3 stubborn women. You know, we'd be terrifying if we just got into an argument with somebody.
Yeah.
Probably going to be Merlin, let's be honest here.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. I'm probably gonna avoid him for a while.
I would give yourself time, you know. But at least if you're going to do something, you know, you take a note out of my book. Walk up to your father when we're in the normal realm and everything's settled, and punch him in the face.
No, I'll punch him in the dick.
It helps you feel better. It really does.
I'll punch him in the dick.
Low, I will accept that, because that would actually be really funny to watch him just crumble like a piece of paper.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see if he can, you know, we'll see if he can tell, you know, because he's got the whole time thing.
No, here's the thing. No. He'll expect it from me. I've already threatened him. You walking up to him and doing it, however, he won't see it coming.
True. I've never done it before. I've always been really, like, passive with him. because he was the guy who summoned me, so it was like, oh no, I'm scared. Oh, don't send me back. Oh, do send me back. Oh, whatever. Ugh. I don't know. I was really. Wait. The head pat makes sense now. Sorry. Okay, there was one time when he, like, pat my head, and I kind of thought it was kind of weird at the time, but I was like, oh, maybe he does it with everyone. But then as time has gone on, I've realized he doesn't do that with, like, anyone. Now it makes sense. He wasn't just being a really weird creep inviting I don't know if I was 17 or 18 at the time. Like an 18-year-old into his office for tea and biscuits by herself. You know, I'm making him sound really creepy.
He has no tact. I told you, he has no tact with people. I told you this, Ellis. God, he's only gotten worse. He's only gotten worse. I get you're his daughter, but you know,
I didn't know
it's
that
a lot worse.
at the time.
Exactly.
No, he got. Oh
Exactly.
gosh. And I remember this one time he gave this really cringy speech to me and Team Rose to go on a mission to save to save Doc. And like, he was like, go for the, I don't even fucking remember what he said, but it was really cringy. But he had patted me again, and I was like,
Please.
this is not appropriate, sir.
Please tell me he wasn't trying. Oh, why do I feel like he was trying to emulate me? Oh my god, he was trying to emulate me properly. And he fell.
As your conversation continues to go on, you notice the sun is starting to set.
Fuck the sun.
Night is starting to fall.
It's like nighttime's upon us almost.
Mm. Well, you should probably get some sleep.
Well, I'm not gonna leave here if you don't. Because you need your sleep as well.
Well, yeah, I do, but I have to go find Kane so we can... I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Wake up with him.
I'm joking. Sword has something she wants to do. She hasn't told me what it was, but she said she had to wait for the night for it, so...
Alright, you do what you gotta do there.
Mm.
But again, I will say, if you need me, Alice, whether it be for anything, even if it's just to have someone not creepily get you tea and biscuits. I will happily help you out.
Thank you.
It's no problem, dear. After all, somebody, I guess, has to do some pulling weight around here to bring up morale or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. Say I'm good at bringing up morale. I'm good at making people happy. I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna go with whatever he said and just accept it, maybe. To be fair, I listened the entire time, but I also was wondering how much I would need to train to just be able to punch that fragment in his face again.
Probably a bit. I don't know. Try your luck.
I could.
Mm.
But you know, I think I will save it when I actually see him face to face. Make it so much sweeter.
Definitely.
Alright, well I'm gonna head to bed. You rest well, Ellis, alright?
You too.
And don't be bothered to get me if you need anything.
Don't worry. I'll just...
see you as well, Sword.
Don't worry, I'll just break into your room and just fucking pull you out of bed and be like, bitch, we're going shopping in the middle of the night. I don't care what you say. Yep.
I'll accept that, actually. You know, I need new clothing. I literally, for the second time, I don't have any of my other clothes. This is all I have.
Don't worry, I left all of my belongings.
In my armor again.
Oh god, I left all of my belongings in the other world. Including Dee Dee.
We can go back and get it, proper.
Oh,
We can go back and get them, maybe, after everything's said and done.
Oh,
I mean, Merlin's transported me between realms once.
You know what? You're right. I should just...
have him do it again.
Yeah, I should just force him to let me go back. Because I am not leaving my dragon alone again, because I've done that too. I'm a
I know
bad
after
dragon
we beat
mama.
Nightmare, then it's alright, dear. After Nightmare's defeated, or even if Nightmare's not defeated, just have Merlin get you back home. Or back to the other world, just to steal your stuff back. You know, maybe we'll actually make a proper heist out of it, and it won't end in, you know, someone running off to go fight someone else for their fucking sword.
Yeah, no, I think I'd probably have an easier time just going by myself.
Yeah, but at least you won't probably fight someone, and maybe you can also break out your brother, Tristan, while you're at it.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'll get lucky and
I mean, I could easily just
Maybe
say
he'll
that my
break himself
communicator
out.
broke, so, oh god, if he breaks himself out, I will actually be afraid. I don't know what they'll do. Okay, that's the thing, that you should go to bed.
Alright, I'll head to bed, but you rest well, dear, alright?
You too.
I'm sorry, can't stand you anymore. I'm trying, didn't want to fight this war, but this army and my family, all these people are my friends. From the monsters to the bandits, oh dear God, it never ends. And I'm so tired of this place, so I've gotta get away. The way it used to be is so far gone, and I'm so sick of your opinions, like a gun against my head. I'm dreaming of a place where I belong. I'm dreaming of a place where I belong.
Hey guys, sorry I didn't notice the song was over. I hope you enjoyed that. Super cool, super cool plot reveal. Wow, Alice's dad was Marlin the whole time. Funnily enough, this has been actually canon since, like, early season 2. We've literally been, like, hinting towards it for fucking God knows, but most of it is in text RP in the form of dreams that Alice has been having regarding Rose, quote unquote Rose, her younger self. I'm probably gonna actually do another scene with Rose after this is over. Unless I wanted... Okay, I did say something about Sword wanting to do something. That's gonna be her wanting to talk to Nyx. So I'll see if Cacti is okay with doing a scene with Sword and Nyx, because we did talk about it the other day. If she does want to do that, I'll refrain from doing the Rose thing until after that's done. Though, considering Sword never lets Alice see any of the Nyx stuff, I doubt it'll have any effect on the Rose dream anyway. So it's whatever. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay sharp, dice your problems, and I will see you in the next stream. From the Silent Swordswoman. Bye bye.